This year marks 100 years since women over the age of 30 were first given the vote. So we celebrate Christian female pioneers past and present. Welcome to Songs of Praise.
We're in the city of Oxford to hear about a pioneering female minister ordained over 100 years ago.
She was obviously just an incredibly tenacious woman. She didn't take no for an answer, and that is an inspiration in itself.
The first time cameras have filmed a stunning new discovery of Elizabethan Christian history.
It is in fact the only object of dress that survives from Elizabeth I's wardrobe.
And the woman who launched her own Christian magazine.
Our music this week features hymns written by women, and one of the most prolific was 19th century American hymn writer Fanny Crosby. She wrote thousands of hymns, and this one is one of her most well-known, Blessed Assurance.
This is Mansfield College at the University of Oxford, where a century ago a significant moment in Christian history took place.
It was here that Constance Coltman trained to be the first woman in the UK to qualify for ordination.
She'd started her studies despite the authorities warning that there were no guarantees of a woman ever becoming a church minister. And although she graduated along with male trainees, there was one final step before her role could be made official.
In October 1917, after her graduation, the Congregational Church of England and Wales formally recognised Constance Coltman as a minister.
all the more remarkable when you consider that the Church of England didn't get women priests until 1992, 75 years later. Constance and her husband Claude, also a minister, went on to lead churches across England for over 40 years in what's now known as the United Reformed Church. Today I'm meeting 92-year-old Joan French, who has fond first-hand memories of Constance. So you remember her preaching? You remember her going up the steps and preaching?
I can remember her in the pulpit, and when she was in the pulpit she wore a little hat like that and a gown, which at my age, I was 6 when she came, I'd never seen before, so it was something that really stayed in my memory.
Did it seem unusual to have a woman minister?
No, perfectly normal. Didn't know it was unusual.
Because it was really unusual, wasn't it?
It was, and I've only come to appreciate that as I was older.
And of course the baton's been passed to you, hasn't it? Because now you teach at Sunday school.
I tried to teach in Sunday school, yes. I started while she was still there. They left in 1940.
So Constance was married to Claude, who was also a minister?
That's correct, yes. And I remember them together.
Which is an amazing thing, isn't it? Because you think about the culture of the time, you know, women weren't necessarily encouraged to work outside the home at all, were they?
No.
And yet here she was.
Yeah, not many women went to work then.
And tell me about this photograph.
So that's Constance in the centre, with Claude just behind her. She's taken in the Manse Gardens at Wolverton. She's a wonderful woman, wasn't she? To stand out against every other law, and to think she could do all that with no prospects of being acknowledged as a graduate. Yeah.
Do you think she was brave?
I do. She must have been. She always seemed calm, quietly spoken, but in control, yeah.
Our next hymn is In Heavenly Love Abiding. Tell me what you know about that hymn.
Oh, I love that hymn. It's wonderful, isn't it? And the words in it just make you want to follow, and which I suppose is what I've done, isn't it? Followed through with the faith. Following on with Constance.
This is Hampton Court Palace, home in the 16th century to another pioneering woman, Queen Elizabeth I. Josie Darby has been allowed in to see a new piece of Tudor history.
The experts here at Hampton Court are incredibly excited to have found something very special that dates back to Queen Elizabeth I herself, and it has a Christian connection too. Hilary, Josie, lovely to meet you.
Welcome to Hampton Court.
Thank you. Curator Hilary Lynn is taking me behind the scenes to see a church altar cloth found in St Faith's Bacton in Herefordshire. Now kept undercover on the table, it's so precious it can only be exposed for short periods.